Okay, so for context, this is a Spanish YouTuber. He's like a socialist
Yeah,
or a communist. Like also he says he's also a feminist, and he's talking about the collective shout in here.
yeah,
And
yes,
he had like a visual novel
yeah.
in each area on Steam, and they got them censored. So
Cool.
he has a
Well,
personal complaint on that.
this is good. This is based. If you support feminism, you deserve to suffer under feminism. This is called karma,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and you
This is
know
great.
that this is why I want to show the video, because he refuses to acknowledge that collective shout is feminist, and you will
Yes.
see soon enough. Let's see if the subtitles work properly.
Let me translate for Spanish speakers. Based means you get what you fucking deserve for supporting feminism. That's what it means.
Yeah, basically. Let's see if this. You tell me if
Free
this.
market, free market, free market. The one I have hanging here.
Oh, it's like English audio. Is it okay like that?
On July 24th,
Yes.
2025, without warning, the platform. Video your page. This includes my visual novel, Roads to the Red Knight, which you can access through the link in the pinned comment, because the
Pause.
game no longer appears
Yeah.
in the page's search engine.
Yeah.
Pause. Yes. Okay. So it looks like it's a furry game then.
Yeah, it's a gay furry game. So
Okay. So yes. Okay. So feminists are going after the furries actually. So that shows you it's nothing to do with protecting women or even being against. It's against male sexuality, and it's not just against male sexuality. It's against male freedom and enjoying entertainment,
yeah, exactly.
basically.
Yeah.
So this is 100% deserved for this guy.
Yeah.
Cry me a river, male feminist. But
On July 25th, the United Kingdom passed an age verification law that caused all adult content posts on Twitter to be censored across Europe. In 2 days, the largest wave of censorship against adult content in my lifetime has fallen. Who is behind all this? Well, the answer is not simple and the story is not over.
pause.
Of course,
Yeah.
It's simple. It is simple. It's feminists. Collective shout feminists.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, and
The leader of collective shout.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, yeah, he refuses to acknowledge they're feminists because according to him they're against abortion and they're homophobes,
Yeah.
so that automatically makes them non-feminist, which
Okay.
is bullshit.
Complete horseshit.
Yeah.
But I barely see any. I looked at the Collective Shout site. I did a hangout with Alex, and I looked at the Collective Shout site. I didn't
Yeah.
find any anti-abortion stuff. So
Yeah.
I've got a feeling that's an actual lie.
Yeah.
Or maybe a few members of Collective Shout are anti-abortion, but it's not the main focus at all. It's mostly porn,
Yeah.
right? And except the adverts with women in bras. That's the vast majority of their content, actually.
Yeah.
They've only started coming against video games recently,
Yeah.
right? They've
Uh,
been against porn for like over a decade.
yeah, and even if it was true that they were against abortion, it would make no difference. It's like the KKK and the skinheads will have differences too, but they are the same hate group. They are both
Yes,
racist, so it wouldn't matter
yes,
anyway.
yes. Good analogy.
Yeah.
all stories have a beginning and whoever tells the tale decides where to begin. Like almost everything abhorrent that has happened to the human race, our story begins in England, fresh out of the Victorian period, known for its censorship and sexual repression. On
Okay,
July 13th,
pause.
1910,
Yeah.
Oh, that's Oscar Wilde in the left there. But anyway, tall
Yeah.
guy. But anyway, um, the fact that he's so far back and he's trying to link it to Victorian prudishness, right, means he's full of shit. You
Yeah.
don't need to go this far back, right? This
Yeah.
is, this is complete horse shit. Red
I-
flags going off right away.
In fact, right now he's going to mention more recent examples. Like she's going to mention some English woman. I don't know if you know. I forgot the name, but he will mention later.
Mary Whitehouse. It's
Oh
Mary
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Whitehouse down there.
yeah,
She's very famous, yes. She was a massive pro-censorship advocate,
yeah.
but she wasn't a feminist as far as I know.
So
Right?
yeah,
She wasn't actually censoring male entertainment. She actually wasn't censoring male entertainment for the sake of it. She was censoring it to protect the kids. Her motive was actually different from the feminists. It was still control freakery, but it wasn't the same as a feminist. It's not the same thing. So this is like tenuous linking again. This is like deflection and cope.
exactly. And she even censored like Doctor Who, which I don't get why.
Yeah,
It didn't have like
yeah.
anything like not for kids or anything.
Nun Anton, the mother
Yes.
superior of moral panic and puritanical censorship, was born. Her name would have put every TV writer, LGBT member, transgressive comedian, and glam rock star on alert during the
Oh,
second half of the.
there was no such thing as LGBT back then. This is how brain rotted the intersectional feminist ideology is. It's like rewriting history to
Yeah,
fit in the current context. It makes sense. There's no LGBT members.
yeah, like
What the fuck?
they branded themselves as pro gay or anything when they always been like homophobes. Yeah, like
Carry on.
no, they're rewriting themselves in history as defenders of the gay community when they have been like
Yeah.
homophobes themselves.
Yes.
So anything from feminists like back in history is automatically branded as pro-gay when even if it wasn't, even if
Yes.
even if when it wasn't
Yes.
the opposite.
The 20th
Feminist
century.
revisionism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carry on. Sorry. Yeah.
The victims were Alice Cooper, David Bowie, Jack Barry, Benny Hill, Monty Python, and my beloved Dr. Ho. Her name,
Pause.
Constance Mary Whitehouse.
So what the fuck does this have to do with the collective shout? This has nothing to do with collective shout. Mary Whitehouse died like over 20 years ago,
Yeah.
right? She died when I was a kid. Like, what the fuck is this like she maybe died 30 years ago. Like she's been dead a long time.
Yeah, like, I think
Right?
he's like deflecting, like, oh, this, what's happening now comes from here. This is the origin, like, like he's
Right.
deflecting
So
it from,
the fact he's deflecting,
yeah,
yeah, the fact he's deflecting so hard, I mean he's not serious about the issue. If he's deflecting so hard, right? He's
yeah,
not serious. If you're not prepared to admit the truth, you might as well not bother speak on the subject.
yeah.
Okay.
And he's avoiding to link it to the feminists also. That's why he's going so far back. You will see.
Her appearance, a physical manifestation of all the values she embodied with her wide-rimmed glasses, Thatcher-style hairdo, and schoolteacher dresses. This woman's image became famous throughout the United Kingdom. She spent her 90 years writing letters and organizing campaigns to censor everything she considered F. This is the title of the film based on her life and of the book that collects all her letters. Photos.
So they made a movie about
Filth,
her
the
even.
decline of all the values that made Britain an empire, shattered in the 60s by a bunch of singing homosexuals and an alien in a telephone booth.
Okay. Pause.
Mary
So
Whitehouse
this
died.
is a massive again. This is a massive digression. Again, this is just a waste of fucking time
Yeah.
by this video maker. Yeah. Let's carry on.
Yeah.
In 2001,
You can tell
but her
you put this
influence
in the
lived.
70s, right? From film footage. This is like the 70s, right?
Yeah.
That's 50 years ago now, right? This is 50 years ago, at
Yeah.
least. Nothing to do with the current thing right now. What the fuck?
Yeah, like it's digressing a lot. If you want me to skip, yes. Well, I don't know.
No, let's carry on. No, let's carry on playing.
Right.
Lives on. Through religious campaigns organized around the moral panics of her time, this Miss Rottenmeier held the BBC and the music industry in check from the 1960s to the 1990s. In the 1988 episode of Doctor Who, The Curse of Fenric, a character who parodied her was murdered by a pair of teenage girls turned vampires. But even when there was no more blood left in her rotting corpse, her ideology remained. She invented the conservative pressure campaigns that continue to use their methods today.
Pause.
He's calling her conservative to avoid calling her feminist. And the
Well, she
same.
was a conservative. Yeah, but the thing is, it's not whether she's a feminist or not. She was a conservative. She actually has nothing to do with the current collective shout feminist,
Yeah.
right?
But he's
Yeah,
he's making the analogy, you know.
Yes, I don't think but she didn't self-identify as a feminist as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
right? I don't know if she did or not. I never heard of her identifying as a feminist. So she has nothing to do with the current Collective Shout feminist. And you go to Collective Shout website, which we've shown on our video, on my video with a Cato, right? Alex Cat, okay?
Yeah.
It's full of talk about objectification, misogyny, porn is violence against women, rape culture, murder of women. Nothing to do with Amy Amy Whitehouse. Like she talked about like the children most of the time, how it affected the children. I
Yeah.
don't remember whether they talking about misogyny or whatever, right?
Yeah, like I said, a completely different speech. Like Collective Shadow is
Yeah.
full feminist rhetoric.
Yes.
This is a story of puritanical censorship from Mary Whitehouse to the self-proclaimed feminists of Collective Shush, the lobby group that made this image of Ichi real.
Uh,
Furry
like he said, they are self-proclaimed feminists to avoid to call her feminist. That's just what I tell you.
video
Yeah.
games with erotic content no
Yeah.
longer appear in search engines or in tags. This is a story of pressure exerted by conservative groups against the LGBT community, yes, but also against eroticism
course.
in general.
So he's making the LGBT, which doesn't exist, into the primary victims. Which straight men are the primary victims of this, and then it's gay men.
Yeah.
Then it's not lesbians at all. Lesbians are not affected by this.
Yeah, like
So their stuff is left alone. Yes.
it even happened to himself, like his visual novel, which is gay romance. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't know any case of that happening with lesbians or or any lesbian media.
Yeah.
So
So the thing is, this guy, if his stuff wasn't banned, he wouldn't give a shit one
yeah,
way or the other. He wouldn't speak out on it. I would call you a misogynist incel. Stop whining and complaining. I promise you that.
yeah,
And finally, a practical guide on how to combat it. I think it's time to play the intro song. Let's go to Mishka Shubali.
it's just his intro.
The first time Rumabo said Pedikabu Egobos. Rumabo, said the Roman poet Catullus. The first time I read this poem, Joan Pettit's translation read, I will give you something to drink and impose my virility on you. This version of the poem was published during the Franco dictatorship and had to use euphemisms to hide the true meaning of the verse. I will give it to you in the ass and in the
Okay,
mouth.
Yeah.
A violent image.
Okay, what the fuck is this? He's talking about Franco.
Yeah,
Like, what the fuck? What, you're gonna talk about Genghis Khan next or something, or censorship under the Roman Empire? Like, what the fuck?
he's
No,
trying
hey.
he's trying to tie it with Franco dictatorship because it's like it was like right wing. So you know, and once again, I think he's doing that to avoid to acknowledge that Collective shall be feminist. I think it all goes to that.
Image that the poet evokes about his critics, whom he calls the bastard of Aurelio and Furio Marriage. And I had to censor that word so that they wouldn't demonetize my video.
Oh yeah,
The
this
new
is
speak that
great.
The puritanical algorithms of social networks want to impose is not very different from Franco's censorship. We
Okay.
speak with
So, like,
humiliating
pause.
terms like no.
So feminism has been censoring men for decades, right? For decades. There's so much evidence. It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah. Like, if you go to like the feminist subreddit, the really popular ones, like millions of people signed up, right?
yeah,
Okay. Right. Female date strategy, XY chromosomes. There's loads of talk against porn and wanting to ban porn, right? So you can't deny it's feminist.
yeah. Also, he has no business like complaining about censorship because he's censoring himself to not be demonetized. So he's part
Yeah,
of the
I
problem.
don't respect anyone who does that.
What?
Yes, I don't respect people who do that. I don't
Yeah,
expect people who do that who censor themselves just for the money. He's not going to get his channel banned. He's just not going to get money. So
yeah.
yeah, and yeah,
And he later like complains about capitalism and all of that when he's being like censoring himself to for money. So it's very hypocritical.
No porn nepe. Decimparse. Cancel the Vital subscription or play the violin. If anyone wants to make comparisons to 1984, it's time to drop all the Orwellian cliches. How did we get here? How can YouTube, a platform that hosts all kinds of far-right content, start demonetizing videos that talk about real issues and stories that deserve our attention? Well,
Pause.
it's the dictates of
So YouTube's been run by feminists,
Yeah.
right? For like over 10 years. Like, what the fuck is he complaining about? Yeah, they use one feminist censorship. Like we're the most heavily censored group on the internet, the Promo Collective. Literally, I've seen videos blow up and take off. Like there was a City Crusher video like a month ago that got like 400 views in under an hour. Then it just stopped for 12 hours, gaining
Yeah.
views at all,
Yeah, like it's very obvious,
right?
like they're being like artificially blocked and shadow banned.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's not even subtle.
Promo Vendetta channel's like getting choked to death. He barely gets any views. It
Yeah.
really demoralizes him. Okay, so all right, let's carry on.
Yeah.
advertisers who provide the platform with the capital. And what does this have to do with the censorship of erotic video games? Everything, really. Since the internet is controlled by algorithms and large companies, any word out of place can condemn you to
Feminist.
absolute anonymity, regardless of the
Yeah.
It's not about feminists. They talk about corporations. It's feminists controlling corporations.
Yeah, he's deflecting against talking about algorithms and all that. That's
Yeah.
bullshit. Like bullshit
Yeah.
excuse.
The feminist algorithms. The feminist algorithms.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, those algorithms have like an owner and someone controlling them, so you can't blame just an AI.
context.
yes.
That's how we've become accustomed to self-censorship to avoid the fury of artificial intelligences that decide to ruin our human work. The latest victim has been twofold this past week. On the one hand, the censorship of adult games on platforms like Itch.io. On the other, the new British regulation that has censored adult content on Twitter if you don't scan your face to prove that you're of legal age. Apparently,
Pause.
this is only possible.
The ID law is a feminist law. Feminists in Britain push for it.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's feminism again, and people don't want to admit that.
yeah,
The doxing law, nothing to do with protecting children. They want men to get doxed over their porn habits so they can be humiliated and hounded and stalked.
yeah. It's like a very bad excuse to prove age with the face. Well, because what if you look younger or like I remember being
Yeah,
22. I was like 22 years old, and I went to clubs with friends, and they still like asked me for my ID. So
yeah.
what if it wasn't enough to show my face? You know?
Well, they don't care though. You
Yeah,
realise that it's not about protecting children. They don't care. It's about getting men to dox themselves. It's about locking something out that men are entitled to and getting them to dox themselves to get it. That's
yeah,
what it's about. Because I'm entitled to use the internet freely.
yeah,
Tough
exactly.
shit. Like kids should not be on the internet all the time. They should be on the internet only like an hour or two a day at most,
Yeah,
right? Not even that. And it should be locked by the adults, parental controls, right? And kids should be doing other things. I'm sorry, the internet is not for kids. They shouldn't be serving the internet
yeah,
regularly until they become teenagers.
yeah, and it's up to the parents to control what the kids do with the internet anyway. Like,
Kids shouldn't be on tablet all the time like parents do now.
they shouldn't
That's
have tablets.
that's
In my opinion, they shouldn't have tablets. Maybe one PC in the main room that everyone can see it. Just like
yes.
just like my family did. That we have just one computer and we had it in the living room.
Yeah.
Anyone who used it, well, it was in front of everyone. So that's how they
Yeah.
should do with kids. Yeah, well, the thing about protecting children is just another bad excuse. It's a blatant lie.
With a premium subscription. And according to Grok, the fact that she has to suffer British censorship in Spain is a computer error, although it seems to advance future plans for the European Union.
Or I just want to point out he used Grok to search for
Yeah,
information, so he's already invalid for doing that. That's just lazy,
yeah,
right? I'm really. I could go into a long rant about this. I'm going to do a video about this on my other channel, on my non-surrender rights channel, because people seem to accept AI as an authority,
yeah,
right? Uncritically, like it's not. It's not. It's really fucking like we used to be able to fact check before AI. effectively, right? We don't need AI. It's not helping us in this. It's just fucking lazy. There's been
Yeah,
so many fucking errors in AI. It's
and
been
people.
very biased as well.
I made like AI contradict itself. Like I once asked about who suffers more, who has more risk at work, and the trial respond like it was women. You know who suffer
Yes.
more, men or women? Say women because this and that. You know, and later I asked who suffers more fatalities at work and injuries, and it said it's mostly men. So it contradicts itself completely. So it's not a reliable source. Like AI, we shouldn't use AI at all. Like it's not that useful, really.
I like Shakespeare,
Yeah.
Dr. Hoy, and James Bond from the British, but I could do without the vestiges of their Victorian morality. But anyway, let's leave that aside
Feminists.
for a moment to
Yeah.
focus on a topic that I find more
The
interesting.
feminists are the biggest.
The history of
What the feminists, feminists literally call porn rape and murder of women.
Yeah,
Right? They've been saying for decades. There's like sex and violence and rape and porn, and there's not.
yeah.
Complete fucking bullshit. Yeah.
Even if it were, it is fiction, so no one should care. I
Yeah.
think so. It
Yeah.
doesn't even matter.
of censorship against erotica and its relationship with the oppression of the LGBT community. I've already told you the story of Mary Whitehouse, but there was also a beautiful girl with a
Yeah, when we stop, or
No, carry on. I'm just talking
Uh,
to
divine
yeah.
hairstyle on the other side of the
LGBT
Atlantic
again.
in her time.
yeah,
During the 70s, the United States had to suffer the singing star of orange juice commercials, Anita Bryant. Her fight was also against degeneracy and obstinacy, but it focused much more on LGBT people than on television or musical degeneracy. Anita Bryant founded the Save Our Children campaign, which opposed a Florida ordinance that protected the gay community from discrimination.
Yeah. Have you not paused?
Her
So she's using the same non-sequitur tactic the feminists use, and
yeah.
basically, right? So deny gay men rights, save the children. What about the children? It's pedo smearing as well. It's implying that they're a danger to children. Feminists do the same thing now to men. Same
Yeah.
tactic.
Yeah, it's very
Yes.
the tactic.
anti-LGBT activism, backed by conservative Christian groups, led to protests and a boycott of the orange juice she advertised in her songs, but the most famous moment of her career was her humiliation. In 1977, gay activist Tom Higgins threw a pie at her at one of her conferences, leaving her in stitches. It wasn't a particularly violent act, but it's one she never escaped.
Nah.
Pause. This video is garbage. So is this AI written? I think this is AI written because she got a pie in her face that left her in stitches.
Yeah.
What? So
It means that the humiliation was so hard that her career was done, but he right now is gonna
that doesn't
contradict
make
that.
sense.
Yeah,
In English, it means she was injured so badly she needed stitches put in. It's really bad.
yeah,
Really bad
yeah.
writing, sorry.
It completely changed the meaning. Yeah, but also like he later says that the humiliation was so hard, like her career was done, but later says he got bankrupt like twice. So in order to go bankrupt twice, I think you have to have like be wealthy to begin with. So I think it kind of contradicts what is said.
After her divorce in 1980, she lost her precious singing contracts and filed for bankruptcy twice.
Yeah, there you go.
She died at the age of 84 in 2024, never renouncing her shitty values. In 2025,
This is
the new
non-sequitur,
idiot
this has
obsessed
nothing to do
with
with technical.
silencing LGBT
Yeah.
people is J.K. Rowling. But you know what? I'm fed
No,
up with talking
pause.
about this later.
J.K. Rowling's not. I'm just going to say, I do not agree the term LGBT is an umbrella term for any specific group. She's not going after LGBT people. It's a very dishonest thing. She's going after trans,
Yeah. Okay.
right? Okay.
Also, he's making another example with a feminist, so it is still not acknowledging. So it's still deflecting.
Yes.
Lady. but I think by the end of her days she'll be as famous as her two predecessors. And if
No,
anyone
she got
asks
the
me about
pause.
Andrea Dwight,
Yes. Okay. So J.K. Rowling's gonna be famous for the rest of her life because she's gonna have her stuff is shit, but there's gonna be like nostalgia for her. People
Yeah,
that grew up with her. So hope right now. Andrea Dawkins, yes.
yeah. She makes another example with another, yet another feminist.
know that I've skipped it for time and to avoid losing audience retention, but I really, really hate her. Now I want to rewind time again.
They pause.
I want to talk.
What the fuck? So he refused to talk about her and what she says. One of the most she's a feminist that gets studied in gender studies all the time, and he doesn't even tackle her. You see
That's
what a
why.
hypocrite this piece of shit is.
Yeah, that's why he's avoiding talking about her, because if he did, he will have to acknowledge he's a hardcore feminist. And
And a famous feminist,
yeah,
famous and part of the canon of feminism. She studied in gender studies.
exactly. Also, notice how even in the title, feminist is in quotations. So if she had to
Yes.
talk about her, the very title, he will have to remove those quotations. So I guess he didn't want to do that.
Talk about my visual novel for just a moment. Roads to Red Night is a work that I've put a lot of effort into and that draws inspiration from American homosexual literature from the 50s, especially Allen Ginsberg and William Poors. 5 days after releasing my work that pays homage to the themes that these authors address, I received a shadow ban in this massive crisis. Now my game is only visible because I've released a censored version with a link to the one that has the whole carnal party. History does not repeat itself, but it rhymes. Both William Barrock's Naked Lunch and How and Allen Ginsberg were censored and judged for their obstinacy. However, both authors won their
Cool.
lawsuits because
The Naked Lunch had a scene where someone was getting hanged and died, and someone was jerking off to it. It was
Yeah.
written for shock value. It had no literary value whatsoever. Because I've read the book, it's shit, as far as I'm concerned. It's shock value, but anyway. You're surprised that was censored in the 50s. I'm not surprised. I'm not saying it should have been censored, but yeah. It was almost like written to get censored on purpose.
Yeah, yeah. It makes sense that in the 50s got censored. Yeah, they were more.
in the 50s you could invite critics and academics to your trial to defend the literary quality of your work in front of a judge. Yes, that's how they got away with censorship, because a bunch of guys in ties dared to defend works with obscene content. But I'm not Allen Ginsberg and this isn't the 50s. My work is not defended by academics or judges, no. It is condemned by an algorithm and a pressure campaign by the driest, in Australia. Collective Shout is an Australian organization that calls itself feminist despite the fact that its leader is against abortion. I'm not
Yeah,
one to
so
say
what?
who is a feminist and who isn't, but one thing is clear to me. I have no respect for Collective Shouts and other anti-sex lobby groups. If we look at their website, the organization presents itself as full of good intentions. They say that theirs is a fight against the exploitation of women and minors, a laudable goal by all means. If we look at their
Bring into
Twitter, we
feminist
see
frame.
that they follow J.K. Rowling and several anti-LGBT accounts, but their actions are very different. Their mission is to take action against the entire erotic video game industry. Sure enough, they also ask, who's going to think about the kids? Yeah, all
No
those damn
second thought.
kids downloading
Yeah.
Ichi's furry visual novels, only to discover they're trans-species feline twins who will now only, in litter boxes. As the spearhead for their mission, they chose a disturbing game, No Mercy, a visual novel sold on Steam that featured abuse and carnal relations with your daughter. The kind of deeply abhorrent product that makes us all cringe. But the game's demise last April wasn't enough for this group of mythological furies.
Of course. So he's being a hypocrite there. He's implying that he supports the banning of that game,
Yeah,
right? He finds it abhorrent. But there's plenty of people who find furries abhorrent. So why isn't their offence valid against furries, but his offence against that game valid? You see what a hypocrite he is?
yeah. Like all dudes have like say fall in the same mistake. Like, oh, that's okay because that game was too much, whatever. But that's been part of the problem too. Like, who cares? It's fiction. Like, it shouldn't be censored anyway.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, don't consume it.
Yeah.
And then these dudes like this, they're like there to complain later about his own visual novel.
The benevolent Australians decided to launch a campaign calling on MasterCard to stop accepting payments on their websites for any type of erotic content, from animated lawless to furry visual novels.
Yeah. So these are MasterCard have got feminists in the organisation. It's obvious because they've been going after anime and manga for like 5 years now, right? This has been going on for ages, actually. And this is the thing: people don't research, they don't link, join the dots, they don't care when it doesn't affect them. They're not. He doesn't actually understand the history. Instead of talking about that history, he's just talking about Mary Whitehouse or Franco or JFK, or whatever the fuck he wants to talk about, or aliens.
Yeah, when it all happened like few years ago, like he doesn't have to go that far in time.
Yeah.
I remember how 10 years ago gamers launched a protest against a feminist critic named Anita Sarkeesian for daring to criticize sexism in video games.
No.
And although I didn't like
She
her
was doing
videos
more
and
than-
found them basic and quite biased, I don't remember her ever proposing the censorship or banning of any video game.
Yes, she did. Yes,
She did. And she did, and she was implying it all the time as well. When you go, misogyny is a problem, this game's problematic, objectification over and over again. Oh, it's just criticism. No, it's disingenuous. It's incite censorship. Like, I remember like all the gaslighting. Chill, we're not out to censor your games. Then a few years later, they started censoring the games.
yeah.
Complete gaslighting.
Didn't she went to like to the government meetings to talk about that?
UN,
Like,
the UN.
she went to the UN
She's working at the UN because of censorship.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he claims that she was just criticizing from the that was free speech according to
Adolf
him.
Adolf Hitler was just criticizing the Jews.
Oh
Right.
yeah,
Then
exactly.
criticism was so serious. Then he started killing them. That's how
Yeah,
it works.
the same thing.
And she lied as well. Actually, I want to point out one commonality before we carry on.
Yeah.
Right. So Collective Shout did the fake death and rape threat thing. Right.
Yeah.
They were proven to be liars. Right. They were caught out. Anita Sarkeesian did the same thing. I saw her I saw it on Twitter at the time it was going on. She claimed she had like 10,000 death and rape threats.
Yeah.
Twitter, which is a complete horseshit.
Yeah, I remember. I remember.
Five death threats at the most that I could find from a few lunatics. That's
Yeah.
it. There was no 10 death and rape threats.
Yeah, like every time I hear that from feminists, I just assume it's a lie. If I don't see like evidence, it's just a lie. There's no.
If I see the evidence, I'm just going to assume it's fake. They've been caught faking evidence. On Photoshop, you can so easily fake. You don't even need AI to fake it. You can fake screen cap so easily, and you wouldn't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they can write it themselves anyway.
I say this because
Yes.
I know that many TM gamers haven't gotten over her yet, but they do want to make a comparison. And I would say that Anita Sarkeesian was a harmless chihuahua compared to these religious fanatics. In fact, the
They're
simple
linked.
comparison is unnecessary, but I do it because I can
Not
see the
religious fanatics.
Yeah.
comments coming.
They don't talk about Christianity. They don't talk about God and Collective Shout. They talk about feminism.
Yeah.
God's lying.
Yeah, there's no mention to religion, so I don't get why.
And feminists don't fight against Collective Shout. So they're on the same side. It's
Exactly.
just gaslighting.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to be very intelligent to differentiate between someone who criticizes and someone who censors, since the first is legitimate freedom of expression and the second is exactly the opposite.
No, no. Pause. If I talk about let's say someone says Mr. Pink and Yellow needs to get beaten up, he deserves to get beaten up, right? Then one day someone acts on it and beats me up, right? The person calling for me to be beaten up is inciting violence against me and is responsible. So if you're saying this is problematic, objectification, misogyny, this harms women, there's a misogynist in gaming, they're threatening to rape and kill me, right? And then it leads to a crackdown on gaming, Anita Sarkeesian is responsible.
Exactly. Yeah. She's part of
Correct
it. Of
narrative.
this. Yeah. She's part of
Yeah.
the collective shell thing. She's part of it.
Yeah.
But don't worry, look, I invite you to leave me a long comment explaining all the problems you have with Anita Sarkeesian, and I promise to read it very carefully. This is a real promise. Where were we going? IC has updated its policies and its new rules are somewhat vague.
Pause.
Yeah. It's vague on purpose. Yeah.
Yes. Non-consensual content, real or implied. So most romance is obviously they're going to blur the definition of non-consensual anyway. But most romance has non-consensual. Okay, it's fiction. Underage or barely legal themes. See how they move the goalposts?
Yeah.
Barely legal. It's
Exactly.
legal. It's just legal,
Uh,
right? Because what do you say? Oh, 18 is barely legal. We can't have 18-year-olds. They're going to move it to 19, then 20, then 21. So fuck barely legal. It's legal. It's legal.
exactly. There's.
Also, also, you should be able to do underage stories anyway, because, like, for example, you should be able to like, do a story of like a 15 and a 16-year-old dating and having romance.
Yeah.
Okay?
What about teen romance or anything?
Yeah. Incest or pseudo incest content. See, they moved the goalpost to pseudo incest.
Yeah.
Incest content is fine. It's fiction.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And pseudo incest. What does that
Like,
even mean?
that means nothing. Absolutely. It's just like the
Beast,
yeah. Like,
bestiality or animal related. So that's furry stuff getting targeted.
yeah, exactly. He complains later about it. I think we could
Right.
skip that part because
Rape, rape, coercion, or force related, sex trafficking implications. They have to get implications. Revenge porn, voyeur, hidden cam. So, are they talking about the T app? Women do the revenge porn on the T app. Fetish
yeah,
involving body waste or extreme harm, scat, vomit. They don't like the fetishes. They don't have to wash.
yeah.
Yeah, who the
Or
fuck are they?
that could be even like toilet humor. Like it's so broad.
Yeah.
Like
I don't like scat. I hate scat or vomit. I
yeah,
really hate it. I want it banned. I just
yeah.
don't watch it.
Yeah, but even if it's like toilet humor, like it's even done for humorous
Yes.
intentions, they could be censored that
Yeah.
if they wanted. I think so. That's
Yeah.
so broad, so vague.
According
Yes.
to them, it has a non-exhaustive
Maybe we could skip all of this because he just rants more or less the same we just said. He's just saying, "Oh,
Right.
this is that, this is whatever."
Yeah.
So
Skip. Yeah.
right to chocolate. These types of attacks, by the way, are very common in Japan, a country that produces a significant amount of 18-plus content. The strategies of Japanese conservatives have led figures like Yoko Taro to speak out against this type of censorship. On November 5th, 2024,
By the
he wrote
way.
yeah,
Okay. By the way, Japan has the lowest crime rate in the world, including sex offences.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's no link between this and crime. It's a lie. We can just discount it as a lie. They know it's a lie. They just don't like it. So they're lying and trying to link it to crime.
Yeah, they always portray Japan
Period.
like as a capital of sexual perversion, whatever, and it's one of the lowest sex crimes statistic in the world.
Yeah.
on Twitter, credit card payment companies refuse to accept payments for legal adult content. Illegal regulations have been implemented in the publishing industry and other areas before, but I feel the level of danger is different when payment companies that are involved in the entire distribution infrastructure can make such decisions at their own discretion.
Yeah. That's feminism.
Exactly.
Pause. But feminists have been caught doing this sort of thing all the time. Like in the Whisper Network and comic books, they go after like comic book creators and like try to get them deplatformed and debanked and everything. They do all sorts of deranged shit, blacklisted. This is just blacklisting. This is for feminists using banking organisations to blacklist companies they don't like. This is torturous interference. This should be illegal.
Yeah.
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 Even legal. If it's legal, the banking companies should do it. Period.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Yeah.
It
If
should
they
be
control
allowed.
payment companies, they could even use it to censor freedom of speech in other countries.
Yeah.
This is not just a matter of
I
Yeah.
was just copying. Carry on.
regulating
Oh,
adult content or freedom of speech. It seems like a security hole for democracy as a whole. Yokotaro is a man with a moon head. He is a man worth listening to. Meanwhile, the far-right Sanseido Party has proposed that anime and manga be subject to state control to ensure that they meet the party's moral standards. On many occasions during my career, I have joked about the anime 5,000-year-old dragon lawless.
Pause. Okay, so this is more proof that feminists are right-wingers, because Crunchyroll and Funimation, they're bought by feminists,
yeah.
those two streaming services, they censor animes all the time, right? They censored Interspecies Reviewer, right? Just for the hell of it, while they kept that goblin rape anime up, because it makes men look bad, being portrayed as rapists. But paying for consensual sex, they have to ban, right? And also they did the censorship with the dubbing. They mistranslated stuff
Yeah,
and
that
inject feminism into it.
was about to
Yeah.
mention that there's no reason to do that other than rating the the anime for guys. It's just like
Yeah.
making it worse for the sake of it.
I even did a comedy podcast about a controversial anime with Marina Golandrina, but I love the remake of The Healer. Even though it's infected, even though it's pure filth, no one should take it seriously.
Who cares?
I don't want any
Yeah.
far-right party to turn it into something cute and decent. It seems to me an abhorrent anime that has the worst values, and its influence can be bad on impressionable minds, but I wouldn't censor it.
Okay.
Well, it's not a
He just-
yeah, it's not aimed for children to begin with, so
Okay, so I was watching Fist of the North Star. I was watching Akira, that had body horror. I was
Yeah.
watching Wicked City, Monster City as a prepubescent, which has rape in it, right? Maybe I shouldn't have been watching it, but you don't realize kids in the 80s were watching horror movies and bragging about it in the playground from the age of 6. I remember, oh, I watched Friday the 13th. I
yeah.
watched Jason, Part 3. Like kids, yeah, yeah. It's like, it didn't do me any fucking damage. I tell you what did me damage was getting abused by my mother, which the feminist social services enabled. You know, a real problem that they don't tackle. Yeah,
Yeah.
this fake concern with fucking adult content.
Yeah, exactly.
I was looking at porn mag. I was looking at porn mags from the age of 13. I found like me and my friend we were going into a cave, right, somewhere and explored, and there's like a stash of porn mags that we found.
Yeah, like everyone has like a story like that, like
Yes,
the, the porn hideout. Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
not like it's not like kids should be like around that, but it's not like it's going to cause permanent damage for watching a horror movie or anything like that. I watched Alien when I was like I don't know, maybe 6.
Yeah.
So it's
I think the scariest thing, I said the scariest thing I saw as a kid was Indiana Jones
yeah.
and Raiders of the Lost Ark. When the Nazis open the Ark and the face melts,
Yeah.
that freaked me out as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like traumatizing, you know, like you get really
Yes.
impressed, but it's not like a permanent damage or anything.
And although I know
Like when I saw, I want to give one more example. There's a movie called the first sex you never saw as a kid. I think I was like 5 or 6 when I saw it. It was like a fish called Wanda,
Yeah.
right? And it's Jamie Lee Curtis getting banged underneath the bed. And when I saw it, I just didn't understand what was going on. I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, what's this? What are you doing?" I just didn't understand. Didn't damage or traumatize me or make me interested in sex,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's,
Yeah.
yeah, but like most adult movies like were boring to me because I didn't get anything. So when if something like that happened, I was like just zone out and didn't even pay attention.
that
Yes.
there are absolutely perverted mangas and animes, which I despise. I prefer to deal with a world full of, even if the cleanup has been decided by small groups of moralistic urchins.
Feminist.
Yeah,
That is
A
the word,
cleanup-
yes.
he refused to say the word all the time.
That erases me, that erases all my fellow queers, all those people who try to tell their stories through visual novels, video games, or illustrations that can offend the moralistic Karens who will never see them.
Feminists.
Yeah,
That's why
Karen's
we're going to...
I've noticed he's actually engaging in right-wing behaviour because right-wingers use the word Karen to avoid the term feminist.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. It's the same, like
Yes.
the same derailment.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
conservatives will say like woke liberal woman, and and never say, never include feminist in the word salad. It's
Fight.
really coward move.
This is a call to action. Ah, okay. Like and subscribe and then a call to action. In the pinned comment you will find all the pertinent links, but here in the video I'm going to show you the most important thing. Censorship against eroticism is just the beginning, even if you don't particularly care for my furry novels or cancelable anime. And in the process, LGBT people who want to tell their stories without taboo will be the first to fall. There are still erotic games on
straight men
Steam
will.
and in.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
straight men stuff that goes. I promise you, there'll be a situation where they make exceptions for the LGBT community, but still ban stuff for straight men. 'Cause I remember, right, a few years back, they were trying to ban different genres of porn, and face sitting was one of the ones that's going to be banned. And females love face sitting porn, right? So the feminists came to protest the ban, said ban the stuff the men like, but don't ban our stuff,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Yeah, I was about to mention that before. Like, they never go after female entertainment. Like, it's all male or male oriented. That's why they.
The the face sitting one was a rare example of it happening, affecting females, right? And they didn't fight solidarity with men. They said, don't ban our stuff, just ban the male stuff,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Also, like Collective
Yes.
Shout, like first went to Steam. Like they never went to Wattpad or anywhere
Yeah.
that will be like incest novel or incest history. No, they went to Steam. That was where the dudes have fun. So they knew what we're doing, what they were doing.
But it seems that LGBT and furries have suffered the most. As I said in a very recent short, even the Safe for Work game Remember the Flowers is shadow banned on every. A game made by a sexual person and without a single scene will be outrageous. The campaign to stop this is underway and ranges from people like me to piglet gamers like Grums. We have finally found a common goal. How beautiful, beautiful Herbia. If you want to sign all the petitions, the links are in the pinned comment. If you want to screw around some more, we have to learn from the Karens. With a campaign of 1,000 calls, they managed to scare.
Yeah.
Calling him Karens again. It's just like, whatever.
Yeah, he's saying like, oh, they all called non-stop to make them demand, so we should do the same. But I agree that there's action to be taken, but using the same tactics as them is not gonna work the same way because, well, they're feminists and they're women, so they're gonna have to listen to them more than us.
Yeah.
Like, we shouldn't do the same as them. We should like go further, like, you know, like no South Korean men like speaking to the government or anything.
MasterCard, so we will have to make the calls. I made this short last week that sums it all up. Visa and MasterCard have caved into the lobbying group Collective Shout, a group of activists who have been working on the issue for over 10 years, collective of Australian, who call themselves feminists, even though they are against abortion. I'm sure you've heard by now that thousands of games with adult content have been
Yeah.
He's repeating himself now.
Yeah, he's
going around in circles.
Yeah, he's repeating himself over and over. So yeah.
Because very badly scripted. Very
Yeah.
badly scripted.
Yeah, it's all the railing. Yeah.
deleted or shadow banned on Steam platforms, including my own, Roads to Red Knight, which does have an explicit scene, really sexy, I must say. Despite Steam being responsible for this censorship, they are doing so under threat from MasterCard, Visa.
That's false. It's not. It wasn't a Steam. Like when Collective Shout went after Steam first, they ignored them. Steam ignored Collective Shout, and later they went to the payment processors. So they will force them to comply.
Yes. Yes. Steam needs to go after Collective Shout and sue them for torturous interference.
Yeah.
I think, and not Visa, they're breaking the law.
Exactly.
And PayPal, who are the ones most to blame for all this. If they gave in, it was because of an organized campaign of thousands of calls from Australian Karens screaming, Who's going to think about the children? Even though their real intention is to delete all LGBT and adult content that exists, including, oh my god, all the furry stuff.
Do you
No.
notice how straight men are arrayed? Do you notice how straight men are arrayed? So straight men are the biggest demographic getting targeted. The ones that are being targeted first. It's like if you look at Collective Shout, they barely mention LGBT stuff, but it's all straight, like
Yeah,
straight men like.
they never
Men
made
victims
it.
being arrayed.
Yeah, they
Yes.
they never made the specifics.
Men are the primary victims. Straight heterosexual men are the primary victims of this,
Yeah.
not whatever the LGBT is meant to be.
Also, it won't stop sexually explicit games or anything. They will like go further. Like the guidelines,
They already have. Already have. They're going off the Grand Theft Auto.
yeah,
So
yeah. And they censor other games that don't have any sexual stuff on them. One guy told me like they censored his game that was just a war game.
yes.
Although signing petitions or sending emails can be useful, and I'll leave links to all this in the description and pinned comment, the most effective strategy is to call customer service, ask for an explanation, and waste their time. I've tried several times with the Spanish number 909,911, but they redirect me to my bank, La Caixa, who can't do anything about my complaint. This means that I can't complain to Visa without spending a fortune on international calls. What I can do is write a short like this and display all the customer service numbers that you can call from your countries to see if you have better luck than me.
Maybe Duke Nukem needs to give him a call.
Yeah, good idea.
But before you call, be clear about the goal of the protest. It's not about making life miserable for the operator who is in no way to blame for what's happening. It's about saturating Visa and MasterCard's lines and causing them financial losses, which is what matters. Don't be like angry Karens with the workers. Be polite, speak slowly, and insist that you've already sent emails when they suggest writing by email.
So don't be like the Karens. Don't be rude, but so first he say to use their own tactics, but now he says no. We should be polite.
Yeah.
So they are rude and get results, but no, we should be polite.
Yeah.
Ask to speak to the manager, request that they call you back, and generally waste their time while you explain to them how you can't, for example, buy the video games you wanted to buy. From what I've read, there have been a few cases where the calls have been made abusive. If you think a subcontractor has to suffer because of some Australian turfs, then you're part of the problem, and I don't want you watching my videos, okay? I'm already suffering because of the turfs that censor me. So behave yourselves.
Yeah,
Feminist.
exactly.
Feminist. First, the purest form of feminism to ever exist. They're the most honest in the hatred, right? They're the epitome of feminism.
What I always say is like TERFs are just regular feminists, but with no inner voice. They just
Yeah.
they just speak what they think.
Protest politely and
But
help
do you know what TERFs actually are? TERFs are liberal feminists who have learned they can get away with saying what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
They take liberal feminists are diplomatic, and the TERFs are saying we don't have to be diplomatic. That's the difference.
Yeah, like they lost the fear to speak out loud or the shame.
sabotage the censorship of Visa and MasterCard. Next week I'll release a video about it. Take care. At this point, all we have to do is hope that the companies back down so I can continue writing my game and making my overdue videos. But since I know many of you like poetry, I'll end with a poem written in 1999 by Accidents Polypoetics.
End. I don't want to hear his poem. Who gives a fuck about that? Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So yeah.
he closed with the poem, and he's like portrayed like all conservative like figures.
Yeah.
I think it's this.
Feminism is the agenda KKK. That's my poem.
Yeah, that's the only thing that should close this. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically like. I think most people is like subscribing to this idea that Collective Shout is anything but feminist, and that should be like,
Liars.
Yeah, that's something that should be called out.
Yes. Well,
Yeah,
I think I don't have anything more to say about this. I think we've covered it.
yeah, it's been like properly covered. Like, well, we made it to the whole video actually. That's good.
Yeah, that's probably be, but yeah, this is gonna be long. So let's end it now then.
Yeah, sure.